Hello students, welcome to Financial Accounting online classes. In the previous session, I have explained the concept redemption of preference shares, legal rules regarding redemption of preference shares, and other important aspects like divisible profit and proceeds of fresh issue. In this session, we'll study about the concept, the accounting entries for redemption of preference shares. Many cases students find it too difficult to work out the problem because of lack of knowledge of entries. There are very simple entries relating to redemption of preference shares. We'll study these entries step by step. First step, fresh issue of shares or debentures. Fresh issue of shares or debentures are done at the time of redemption of preference shares, but for redemption purpose only the proceeds of fresh issue of shares are taken, not the debentures. Number 1. Issue of shares. Shares may be issued at par, premium or discount. Shares issued at par, that is equal to face value of the shares, amount collected equal to face value. The entry bank account data to share capital. Second entry, if it is issued at a premium, the entry bank account data to share capital to security premium. Suppose amount of preference or equity capital 1 lakh and amount collected 1,10,000. The difference 10,000 is credited to security premium. Third entry, if it is issued at a discount, the entry bank account data discount on issue of shares account data to share capital. If the shares value 1 lakh issued at rupees 90,000 and the difference 10,000 treated as discount and debited to discount on issue of shares account. Let us look at the other set of entries, issue of debentures. Debenture amount should not be considered for the redemption of preference shares, but debenture premium can be utilized for providing premium on redemption. If the debentures are issued at par, the entry bank account data to debentures, the actual amount received debited to bank account. If it is issued at a premium, that is more than the actual face value, the bank account data to debentures account to debenture premium. Suppose the debentures value 1 lakh, amount collected 1,10,000. Then bank account debited with 1,10,000, debenture credited with 1 lakh and debenture premium is credited with 10,000. Debentures are issued at a discount. Then the entry bank account data discount on issue of debenture account data to debenture. Suppose the value of debenture 1 lakh, amount collected 90,000. Then 90,000 debited to bank account, discount on issue of debentures debited with 10,000 and 1 lakh credited to debentures account. Let us look at another set of entries regarding sale of assets. Assets can be sold at book value, at profit or at losses. Sale of assets do not have any direct effect on redemption of preference shares, but profit or loss due to sale of assets affect the profit and loss account and indirectly affect the divisible profit and redemption of redemption of preference share entries. If the assets sold at book value, the entry bank account data to asset account, there is no effect on profit and loss account. If it is sold at profit, then the entry bank account data to asset account to profit and loss account. Suppose the assets sold for rupees 50,000 the book value 40,000, then the difference amount 10,000 credited to profit and loss account. If it is sold at a loss, suppose the value of asset is 30,000, sold for 25,000, then the difference 5,000 is debited to profit and loss account. These entries do not have direct effect, but the profit or loss which have effect on profit and loss account. In case assets sold at profit, which increases the profit, and if it is sold at loss, which reduces the balance in the profit and loss account. Another step, second step in a case of redemption, providing premium payable on redemption. The premium on redemption can be provided out of security premium or any divisible profit. The entry security premium data and or divisible profit account data to premium on redemption of preference shares. Sometimes if the amount sufficient, security premium only utilized. If the amount is not sufficient in the security premium, then divisible profit can be utilized. So both can be utilized or any one can be utilized based on the amount available. Divisible profit may contain profit and loss account balance, reserve fund, general reserve, workman compensation fund, or any other fund specified given in the problem. Third step, creation of CRR or capital redemption reserve. It's also called transfer of divisible profit to CRR account. When the shares are redeemed out of divisible profit, the amount equivalent to the amount utilized from divisible profit should be transferred to CRR or capital redemption reserve. The entry divisible profit account data to capital redemption reserve account. Here we have to specify particular account, for example profit and loss account or general reserve, that should be debited. The balance in that account decreases and is transferred to CRR account, capital redemption reserve account will be created. Fourth step, payment to preference shareholders. That is the important task in case of preference redemption of preference shares. There are two set of entries, transfer of capital. The preference capital to be transferred in case any premium on redemption, that is also be transferred to redeemable preference shareholders account. The entry redeemable preference share capital account data, premium on redemption of preference shares account data to redeemable preference shareholders account. In case premium, then only premium on redemption account considered, otherwise it is ignored. For payment to shareholders, redeemable preference shareholders account data to bank account, the total amount payable be credited to bank account. So these are the important steps and entries related to redemption of preference shares. For the convenience of students, I have mentioned certain steps. Students find it difficult to work out the problem. In the beginning, they have some doubts. What are the accounts to be prepared, which should be done first. So in order to help or in order to solve this problem, I have mentioned some steps in redemption of preference shares problems. These are the usual steps involved in the redemption of preference shares. Number one, we have to ascertain the amount of preference share capital. The existing preference share capital, it should not be confused with the fresh issue of shares. Second point, find out the amount redeemable. Amount redeemable, total amount redeemable including premium on redemption to be calculated. Third point, ascertain the source available for redemption. It may be proceeds of fresh issue or divisible profit. We have to identify which source, whether only one or both source, what is the amount. So when there is proceeds of fresh issue, that should be utilized first and remaining amount can be taken from divisible profit. Point number 4, calculation of proceeds of fresh issue, divisible profit. Once they mention the source, we have to find out the proceeds of fresh issue, that is the actual amount received by issue of shares, equity or preference shares. Here we have to remember, in case of issue of share at par or at discount, the actual amount collected to be taken as proceeds of fresh issue. If the shares issued at premium, then premium amount should not be considered for proceeds of fresh issue. And divisible profit to be calculated. It may be profit and loss account, general reserve, or any other fund, the total amount available in the divisible profit account. Fifth point, creation of capital redemption reserve. Capital redemption reserve to be created at the time of redemption of preference shares out of divisible profit. The amount equivalent to the amount utilized from divisible profit to be transferred to CRR account. And premium on redemption in case payable, that is to be calculated and amount provided for premium on redemption. Finally, final payment to shareholders. It involves the transfer of capital and premium on redemption and final payment to shareholders. So these are the usual steps involved in the redemption of preference shares. All the problem may not include all these steps, but these are the usual steps involved in the redemption of preference shares. Thank you.